What is going on, everybody? Welcome back into the channel. My name is Ox Soldier, and today we're going to be reacting to Message Man by 21 Pilots off their Blurry Face album. I'm super excited to check this one out, man, and continue the Blurry Face journey. So we're going to hop right into this thing, guys. Let's get it. Okay.
And who I am today is worse than other times. You don't know what I've done. I'm wanted and on the run. I'm wanted and on the run. So I'm taking this moment to live in the future. Release me from the present. I'm obsessing on these questions. Why I'm in denial that they tried this suicidal session. Please use discretion when you're messing with the message man. These lyrics aren't for everyone, only if you understand.
Wow, man, what a start, man. This song goes crazy, man. I love the beat, the bass in this one, man. You could just feel it, man. It's just so present, and I personally love that. And there seems to be a lot to this song right off the bat. So he starts off by saying, "A loser hides behind a mask of my disguise, and who I am today is worse than other times." Basically saying, like, the mask he goes out in the world isn't necessarily who he is. I think he may be contemplating that he's failed a lot in his life, which, I mean, I'm sure we all have, right? We all have our failures and our successes. I know I failed at a great many things, right? But he's saying that ultimately who I am today, who I am right now, is worse than other times. I don't know if he's necessarily saying it's the worst it's ever been, but it's just worse than other times, right? And he goes on to say, "You don't know what I've done," kind of reiterating that, you know, you don't know what I've done, that, you know, I've failed a little bit, maybe even done some bad things to hurt some people, you know, I don't know. But he's basically saying he's going to take this time to live in the future, hopefully, where those things probably don't exist. And then he goes into the chorus here with just fucking heat coming through. He says, "Release me from the present. I'm obsessing all these questions. Why I'm in denial that they tried the suicidal session. Please use discretion when you're messing with the message man. These lyrics aren't for everyone. Only few understand." Now, I'm not too sure where the whole like chorus as a whole is getting at. Obviously, right there, you know, "Release me from the present," probably a little bit of a nod to what he just said, where he's going to take this time to live in the future. You know, so release me from this time right now. You know, let me go to maybe a happier place. You know, he says, "I'm obsessing all these questions." Maybe he's just sick of the questions that he's getting, maybe from a label, maybe from fans. Maybe from the media. I'm not too sure exactly where he's going with that. But then he goes on and says, "Please use discretion when you're messing with the message man. These lyrics aren't for everyone, only few understand." And this could be like a little bit of a nod saying that, you know, not everyone's going to understand their lyrics, which is kind of straightforward, but I think that's how they wanted it to be, is to kind of get the message across. You know, oftentimes 21 Pilots has really deep, meaningful lyrics that have multiple layers. And even for somebody like me who has some background knowledge, there's still plenty that I, you know, don't even fully understand or have to really sit down and think about, and don't have time to break down as much as I'd like to in these videos, for instance. But basically maybe saying, like, don't shoot the messenger type of thing, right? You know, use discretion when you're messing with the message man. You know, these lyrics aren't for everyone, only few understand. And, you know, so far I'm just loving the song so far, man. The fucking beat it goes crazy. I like his flow. We're gonna continue with this. Let's get it.
Please use discretion when you're messing with the message man. These lyrics aren't for everyone, only if you understand.
Okay, so you don't know my brain the way you know my name. You don't know my heart the way you know my face, right? Basically saying, yeah, you may know my name and you know my face because I'm famous and successful, with a really big following. Obviously, most people who at least listen to everyone who listens to 21 Pilots knows who Tyler Joseph is, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that you know where his head's at. You don't know how his brain works. You don't know what's deep in his heart, like what he holds dear, right? Just because you know of Tyler doesn't mean you know Tyler, kind of type thing, right? Which could also be like another nod to saying like, hey, don't shoot the messenger, right? This is just the message, man. I'm not. You don't know me, right? So it could also be kind of like a message saying like how, maybe a message to the people who kind of just listen to a song and kind of judge it by how it sounds, right? And this song in itself is really catchy. Which was definitely something that they would do, is kind of talk about that, right? Talk about how like people only just kind of like judge a book by its cover, judge a song by how it sounds, so to speak. And then they come out with a song speaking about that a little bit, but make it real catchy and real appeasing, right?
You don't know what I've done. I'm wandering on the run. I'm wandering on the run. So I'm taking this moment to live in the future. Release me from the present. I'm obsessing on these questions. Why I'm in denial that they tried the suicidal session. Please use discretion when you're messing with the message, man. These lyrics aren't for everyone, only if you understand. My people singing. My people singing.
My goodness.
Hope you're dead, cause how could you sleep at a time like this? People, they rhyme like this, we're all impressed by this. They rip it, flip it, but these are just triplets. Wrote this in 3 minutes, 3 words to a line. It's just poetry divided. I'm the kind of guy who takes every moment he knows he can fight it. And music to use it for others.
Oh my god, we're gonna have to pause it because he is snapping. My goodness. He says, people, they rhyme like this, we're all impressed by this, but they rip it, flip it, but these are just triplets. Wrote this in 3 minutes, 3 words to a line. It's just poetry divided. It could be maybe a little nod saying how like people are impressed by like the way he was like rapping there, kind of just that da 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 da, right? But he's really, I think he may be saying that really ultimately like it's not that hard, right? It's a pretty simple format. Now I don't know too much about making music. I played a few instruments when I was younger, so I know more about reading it than making it. But he's basically saying it's just poetry, right? And you kind of just chop it up a little bit and just boom, 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 and it's right there. He says, he wrote it in three minutes. I don't know if that's literal or more just saying, just saying how like kind of over exaggerating to kind of say how easy it is, type of thing. But I think that could be what he's getting at there. We're gonna have to back it up here to catch the rest of that though.
All impressed by this, they rip it, flip it, but these are just triplets. Wrote this in 3 minutes, 3 words to a line. It's just poetry divided. I'm the kind of guy who takes every moment he knows he can fight it. And music to use it for others to use it. You're dead, cause how could you sleep at a time like this? Life is up here.
Okay. So he says, I'm the kind of guy who takes every moment he knows he can fight it in, music to use it for others to use it. Basically saying, I think he says he takes time and like he really contemplates what he puts into his music, right? And how music has helped him through his journey, right? Through his battles. And that basically he knows that he uses this music, or he makes this music so others can use it, and hopefully have a solution as well, find some relief in the music, right? Some comfort at the very least, right?
There's 3 words to a line, it's just poetry divided. I'm the kind of guy who takes every moment he knows he can fight it. And music to use it for others to use it. You're dead, cause how could you sleep at a time like this? Life is up here, but you comment below. And the comments will always become common motivation to promote your show's next episode, so your brain knows to keep going even though it's far from this moment. But you and I know it gets better when morning finally rears its head. Together we're losers, remember the future, remember the morning is when night is dead. Release me from the...
Remember that morning is when night is dead. I like that, man. I like that. Because, but just before that, he says, it gets better when morning finally rears its head. Together we're losers, but remember the future. Kind of maybe referencing the beginning of the song, how he said he wanted to live in the future a little bit. Just kind of saying that things will get better in the future, right? If you keep going. And that things will be better when the light comes, when morning comes, right? When the sunrise happens. basically just keep pushing until the light comes. I think is kind of where he's getting at with that, man. And just before that, man, he says, life is up here, but you comment below, and the comments will always become common motivation to promote your show's next episode. And I think that could be like a little reference to saying how like everyone's so focused on social media, perhaps, and kind of uses that as motivation, right? Maybe if it's like, oh, maybe you're getting like a bunch of positive feedback, so you use that energy, that momentum from the good feedback to continue what you're doing, or maybe you use negative feedback to motivate yourself, right? And continue to prove them wrong, type of thing. But maybe saying that can kind of be good and bad a little bit, which is kind of where I think he's getting at with so your brain knows to keep going even though hope is far from this moment. I feel like that's kind of what he's getting at with that. But man, the verse right there as a whole, man, is just solid. I'm actually gonna back it up and just listen to it straight because I'm sure you guys want me to. So.
Pre-divided, I'm the kind to flip it, but these are just how could you sleep at a time like this? People, they rhyme like this, we're all impressed by this. They rip it, flip it, but these are just triplets. Wrote this in 3 minutes, 3 words to a line. It's just poetry divided. I'm the kind of guy who takes every moment he knows he can fight it. In music to use it, for others to use it. You're dead, cause how could you sleep at a time like this? Life is up
Right
here,
there.
but you comment below. And the comments will always become common motivation to promote your show's next episode. So your brain knows to keep going even though hope is far from this moment. But you and I know it gets better when morning finally rears its head. Together we're losers, remember the future, remember the morning is when night is dead. Release me from the present, I'm obsessing all these questions. Why I'm in denial that they tried this suicidal session. Please use discretion when you're messing with the message, man. These lyrics aren't for everyone, only if you understand. Please use discretion when you're messing with the message, man. These lyrics aren't for everyone, only if you understand. My people singing, my people singing, my people singing.
They knew I liked the bass, so they brought it back in, man. All right, so that was Message Man by 21 Pilots off the Blurry Face album. And man, there was a lot to this song. I think it was a little bit different, honestly, in terms of the overall message. As to what else we've seen throughout Blurry Face so far. But I think the overall gist of it, man, is kind of just like that don't shoot the messenger type thing, right? And a real emphasis on the lyrics and how 21 Pilots like really digs deep and really puts multiple layers and meanings to their lyrics and their songs, right? And even how they even leave some of it a little like even leave some of it open to interpretation, so people can use it and apply it to their own lives and their own situations to make it even more comforting and give them even more relief, right? Which is a great thing to do, and I know they take the time to really do it because, you know, these lyrics are just so layered and layered and layered, like we said. One thing I did want to mention though is that in the verse, there was a time where he said, "You're dead. How could you sleep at a time like this?" And he said it twice throughout the verse. And to be honest, I don't really know what he's getting at with that specific lyric. But the second time around, it kind of did that voice thing, kind of signifying that Blurry Face was coming out a little bit, and maybe had some power behind those words, so to speak. But overall, man, you know, I think the song was really good. I like the whole message about just not judging a song by its cover, man. Look for the lyrics and the deeper meanings, especially with someone like 21 Pilots who talks about, you know, a series of serious topics. And definitely have helped a lot of people, you know, through the power of their music. So, but you know, I really enjoyed this one. Definitely a solid one. Hopefully you guys did as well. And if you did, please make sure to leave a like, hit that sub button, hit that bell, know we're dropping the next one. That's all I got for you guys for now. It's your boy Rock Soldier. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Have an even better day tomorrow. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. All right, guys. Peace.